everyone, welcome back to TrevDog Gaming here on YouTube. This is the game Satisfactory. We're currently Season 1, and now Episode 18. Well, again, I did a lot of work off camera, quite a few hours. We're kind of at the point where we're finishing off Tier 8 milestones. We've still got 2 to go, and it's kind of an exponential thing. It's just, it's ramping up like crazy here at the moment. But I've got everything I need for this thing, so we've got this to go and this to go. The problem is, if you look down the bottom there, so last episode we were looking into making the fused modular frames, so I've done that, and I think at the same time I've kind of started making the cooling systems. Oh dear, but we have no idea about the turbo motors because the turbo motors aren't made until we basically finish this milestone. So we'll do that now, so that opens up the turbo motor, but the next milestone I think is going to have to be another episode. And there's even more stuff in here. Look at all this. Holy cow, nuclear pasta. What the? Yeah, okay, well that's getting up there, isn't it? Wow. So, like, you know, the quick wire, 2,500 quick wire is already here. I think it's in that chest over there. So, some things I've already got. But, yeah, we need, I think it was, what was it? I think it was 50 of these and 100 of these. And then it might have been extra steel pipes. So, if we select the milestone, yeah, it was only 50, so we can put that in, and then we just grab all of the steel pipes, and we put that in. Where did I have my steel pipes up here, I think? Okay, so I'm kind of filled up with stone and plates, and especially these steel beams that I need for some of the conveyor belts, but let's launch this one.
The Miner Mark III provides top-of-the-line resource extraction potential, making it even easier to contribute to project assembly.
Oh wow, okay.
Project part number 8, the thermal propulsion rocket, is the most complex project part of this phase, as it requires turbo motors, and thus requires your best. Fix It didn't think pioneers such as you could get this far. I am glad we have both proven them wrong.
Okay, so with that one, yeah, we basically need to start making the turbo motors. Hang on, if I look at this in here, so does it pop into this list now? It does. Okay, good. Oh wow, so we've got these two that we need to make, but oh, hang on. So that thermal propulsion rocket is actually what's up in the top right hand corner here. I need to make 250. See, this is the thing. I need to make 250 of them, but it needs 2 turbo motors each, so that means I need to make 500. And then you're multiplying 250 by 6, which is what, 1.5 grand, and another 500 of them, and the modular engine. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, it kind of exponentially gets more and more difficult. But the turbo motor, rubber's not a problem. Motors, well, we've got them. That might be a manual thing. The radio control unit's okay, and I think that will be okay. The cooling system, okay. Holy dilly! All right, let's go up here. Like, way back when I first started playing Satisfactory, I was thinking in the early episodes that this was massive. You know, this whole base here's expanded quite a bit. But no, nothing like the area that we're going to go to again today. That whole area is just growing and growing and growing. So what happened was, I kind of thought to myself, oh, I think I need to start another, it's almost like another iron production facility that can make its own modular frames. It was really the heavy modular frames which are the problem. But that's what I did off camera. Just that takes forever. Just it's a long-winded exercise. Anyhow, so we haven't really had to do too much here. I think we did a little bit over in the oil area, but it's this one here where I go off to the left here. So we'll hit E to change that. We'll go this way. Yeah, I need to fix this little intersection up. There's something not right here, watch. Ooh. Yeah, if you want to go quickly, then that's not the way to do it. At least I can go, at least I can, jump from area to area fairly quickly. So that's really expanded that. I've got like multiple conveyor belts now, bringing gear back to this area. So this is becoming massive. This is the area that keeps expanding now. Everyone's going to have different maps or different playthroughs and stuff because decisions you make about where you want to manufacture stuff. But yeah, this is just nuts. It's getting so big in here now. But like I said, I kind of thought, oh, I have to make my own iron stuff, so it's like, oh, jeez. Here and a little bit further up, make sure we press E here so we pop out here. Okay. So I thought that when we were up here, I was thinking this was kind of getting pretty big. So in this area, it's the computers that are slowing stuff down. So there's one there, like that uses computers, and then this uses computers. And this is what's making the radio control unit. So hang on, what's slowing that down? Oh, the aluminium casing up the top. Oh, I wasn't even looking at that. It's coming. You can see it's coming, but it's just not. 26, 27. Yeah, okay. It's still working, but it's just taken a while to come from way over in that area. How much of these guys do we have? So hang on. This has the supercomputers, which we've got 844. And in here, oh my goodness, we've got over 2,500 of the radio control unit. So don't forget, these are not being attached to anything. They're not going anywhere. They're just being stored there at the moment. So fair enough, fair enough. But, oh man, yeah, it's the same thing. I do so much work off camera. I don't want to let it become too boring, but gee, he was pretty quick. Not that I can really send the next one up for a while. So all this, guys, all this stuff here is all new. This is all part of the, I guess, new manufacturing facilities. It's manufacturing screws, sending them over. I had to get more limestone, so that went to another location. That's what's coming all the way down here. And then basically all of this is being fed, oops, into here. What's slowing me down? The modular frames. Everything else is way up there. So yeah, so all of this had to be rebuilt. All the, another location for making encased industrial beams and manufacturing the steel pipes. So all of this had to be put in place. All this here. This is all this new steel production area. All to produce the heavy modular frames at this location, so it can come into here. So heavy modular frames, see now I've got aluminium casing coming in here as well, so this is what's making the fused modular frames and the nitrogen gas. So we need to look at maybe, I could do that off camera, but I think the aluminium casing needs to be upped a little bit more, maybe another production line. But anyway, I think I took 100 of these back off camera to the main bases so that I could use 50. I think I need another 100 in the next stage, and I'm only 5 away, so that'll make those 5, I think, fairly quickly. So that's that part, but then I had to go and do this. Yeah, we've got so much production going on. So that's right. Then I think I need to show you this. So I put this out here. I didn't realise it's kind of a bit like the nitrogen. If you want to get water out of the ground, it's a bit like that. So you have to put one of these down. So yeah, what was it again? It was the resource well pressurizer, and then you put these little wells around it. So I've put one of these down in the middle where all these little locations are. There's actually quite a lot. I've only put down kind of 2 in here to extract water. But it seems to be working quite well. Yeah, that shaky of the ground is that big pressurizer in the middle there, but that's pretty cool. So that seems to be working fairly well. But yeah, this was another location I thought I'd show you that I had to add to get water. So, you know, in addition to all that extra setup down there for the iron, I then had to bring all this in. So we've kind of got two pipes now. So she's working away there. So yeah, well it's going downhill there, so that one's alright. The other one's going uphill. Did I? I think I put another pump up here. Is it one or two? I can't remember. So the nitrogen's going kind of right to left. It's going back that way, and the water's coming back up this way. This one here, this has got aluminium casing. It runs down here through a splitter, which I thought I was going to use up there, but I'm not. I think I decided to take it elsewhere. So that at the moment's a bit of a waste, but I left it there just in case I could use it up here. So you kind of don't know until you've revealed all the recipes, I guess. So this is the output. So at this location, we're now getting cooling systems. Sorry guys, just had to try to clear the throat. Yeah, so this is all new kind of thing. This is a new production area just to make the cooling systems. Oops, so this guy... I'm just thinking, I don't think there's anything slowing it down. So I had to make the heat sinks and then bring in the water. The nitrogen gas is obviously just local here, and then bring in the rubber. So I had to put a massive conveyor belt from the oil area. So over here on the side here, this is all rubber, right? So all this rubber had to come through a completely new conveyor belt that goes past the base we were just looking at and way over to the oil area just to bring the rubber over here. It's a bit of a logistical nightmare. Look, there's stuff going all over the place here. Anyhow, so I think... So that was the raw copper coming in from way... Well, anyway. Just like, man... So I think, was this making the heatsink? Yeah, this is making the heatsink, so hang on. Yeah, so the thing's slowing it down. Oh, okay. I tell you what, so hang on, I can make Mark 3s now? Oh wow, I can. Oh wow, okay, I just noticed something. That doubles the production, which is fantastic, but guess what? It triples the power requirement. 15 megawatts to 45. Hang on. I haven't been producing additional power for a while. Oh, I guess we're not too bad. Look at that. I mean, it's normally the orange that I'm worried about, not so much the blue. So I'm consuming just over 2 gigawatts. But I take it we're going to get to nuclear power fairly soon, so it's going to kind of ramp things up as well. But yeah, so this is all working. At the end of the day, what I'm worried about is getting enough of this stuff. Cooling system, yeah. Hang on. You know what? I think this thing is saying that it's actually not idle. It's 100% efficient. So it's, at the moment, I don't think it'll be a problem with water or nitrogen gas. I'm not sure about the rubber. I'm not sure about that. We'd have to go have a look at the oil area. And the heat sinks, well, I think they're just being manufactured fine by everything else. So I had to kind of, yeah, bring 2 conveyor belts down this way. So there's the copper, and that's the aluminium ingots. Yeah, I think that area with the aluminium casings might need a bit of an improvement, I think. I think that's going to be the issue. But anyway, the turbo motors, that's what we need to have a look at. These guys. So now I've got to start thinking, where am I going to manufacture these? So I need to put down a manufacturer that makes the turbo motors and then brings all these things together. So, okay, in the location we're at the moment, we'll get access to the cooling system, which is just being fed into here at the moment, stored here. But we could take an output from there. Not that this is a really big area. No, it's kind of big over here. We could certainly expand it over here if we wanted to. So what have we got? We've got the cooling systems here. We've got rubber just sitting there. Wouldn't be very hard to hijack the rubber here and actually send a conveyor belt over that way. So we could take the output of this, send it that way. We just stand up here for a sec. So could expand this out, and this could be the turbo motor area, right? So there's one input, the cooling systems, then the rubber. What was the other two? Manufacturing motors. I'm not 100% sure about that one. Like, there's a complete storage unit, like in full, absolutely full of motors. So I could manually bring some over here and get production going. Depends on just how many of these I'm going to make, but otherwise we'd have to start making the two components for the motor here, which we could do. It'd be an expansion of that new iron area, I guess. Okay. Well, that 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 area's getting so big at the moment. So yeah, the radio control units. So we've got two of the four right here where we are. So the cooling systems are here, the rubber's here. The radio control units would then could be just fed here on a conveyor belt, and then we'd have to look into manufacturing the motor. Okay. Where up here do we have motors? So the motor uses the stator and the rotor. Oh, actually, it involves copper and steel. Oh my goodness. And the rotor is just a continuation of what we've already got. So rods and screws. You know, I'm always leaning towards the automation of it because it's a timing thing. While I'm doing other things, it's manufacturing things. I mean, assuming you've got enough power, it just goes ahead and manufactures things. So we could actually bring... Oh no, that's the rubber over there, isn't it? So this, not the one I'm standing right next to, this conveyor belt here, we could bring the radio control units up above that, put another conveyor belt on top of it, kind of thing. But we have to think about how much extra do we need down here. Make sure I don't fall off here. Yeah, how much extra gear do we need? So we could hijack some of the screws. We've got a fair few screws. It looks like, you know, they're not having a problem. There's always going to be enough screws by the looks. Or do we squeeze it in here maybe? Oh dear. No, I think I need to look back here again. So we need to have our own facility that manufactures rotors here then. Like I said, I could just bring them in from the other area, but not sure if that's a great idea. I mean, like, repeating and rinsing this stuff just means I'm using more power to manufacture something I'm already manufacturing, but I don't want to bring a conveyor belt from way over there. That would be horrifically long distance. Okay. So if we make the rotor, we just need the screws and the rods. Screws can be hijacked. Where's my rods down here? That's them there, isn't it? So that's making rods. I don't think that's having a problem. It says 60% though. So it would kind of slow down other things, I guess. We just put a splitter in here and take some rods out. So the rods and the screws could go into an area just here, and then let's have a look. Let's have a look again, Trev, trying to figure this out. Goodness me. Then we're manufacturing the rotor from the rods and the screws, right? That's half of the manufacturing of the motor, I guess. The stator, Needs steel and wire. Steel and wire. Do we have steel anywhere? I think we do. Hang on. Oop, I think it's over there. Okay. So I don't think the steel is... I think this is going to be pretty much idle. 21%. Okay. So we can easily hijack the steel. Steel here, but we need... What was it? Copper wire. Do we make any copper wire around here? Got a feeling we did. Hang on. We'll go back this way. Did we make it down there? I mean, I know we had... So that's all iron down there. The copper comes from the corner. Looking around here to see. So the copper is in that area just there. The copper's coming out of there, and then it... No, sorry, over here, sorry. That's deuterium, I think. That's copper, so it's being fed up here. What are you making? Copper ingots. Then what are you making? There you go. There's the copper wire. Okay. Oh, and straight into cable. Ah. Damn it! Trev, you didn't leave enough space. So there's copper wire on the top. Hang on. Hang on. Have we got... That's making quick wire, right? Hang on. Let me just fall down here, but then go over to here. That's it. So down under here, that's deuterium wire. Oh, I think I was making AI limiters and stuff. Okay, I don't think we can hijack anything from under here. There's no copper. Hang on. There's copper coming in here though. Right? Look, copper ingots. Copper ingots. No, there is copper wire down here. Oh, and it's making more cable, right? Oh, okay. And there's a splitter from the... So we could hijack this guy. So we are manufacturing it. Yeah, okay. Not much point remaking anything when I can just take it from here. And there's a splitter right here, so... It gets so complicated. I'm going, how do I get the copper out of there, Trev? Oh dear. Alright. So everything is here, just a matter of sorting out how we get it to the place where we're making the next thing, I guess. So it's going to be the stator, right? So the steel pipe is way over the other side. We just need to bring the copper way over there. You know what we could do? We could lift the copper up to this platform and continue it all the way along. You know what would be better? If we made it under here, right in the middle. Brought it right to here. That's what I reckon. Hang on, let me just try this for a second. If we're talking about foundations, that's kind of in the way. Can I put one? No, I can't. Well, I kind of could. Hang on, where's my copper? Copper's coming out of just over there. It's right there. It's right on the edge. Hang on. So if I took the copper... That is copper, isn't it? It's a bit dark to see there, but... Comes out of this splitter. It could go up and land on the edge. Oh, is that... No, the quick wire's right on the edge. I'm thinking I could do it... Yeah, I might be able to do it this way. I could put it there and then run it along on top of there. So if it comes out of here, it then jumps up to the top here. And then we just follow this along. Hey, I wonder whether it would slide in beside these guys. I'm kind of I'm think this episode I'm more or less showing you my thinking behind where I get this stuff from. There's no exact way of doing this, by the way. It's just like, wow, okay. I kind of like the idea of building this stuff under here. It's kind of like out of the way a bit. You don't have to kind of leap and jump around. I am right on the edge of this miner here, but it seems to be still working. My thinking is that I'm just taking the copper way over to the other side where the steel already is. And then we'll manufacture the stators over here, I think. Actually, can't believe I can fit through here, but that must be getting very close. So I think, yeah, we're right on the edge here. So if I do this one, the copper will be coming up here right next to the steel. So I could easily hijack the steel and make the stators here. I reckon we could do that. So hang on, go back again. So let's just say we've got the stators coming up, and they're being manufactured here. Then the motors would need to be built and sent that way. Actually, maybe this conveyor belt, this is the one that's taken the rubber. We need to kind of link into this conveyor belt that's pushing the rubber up and maybe have a 3-high conveyor belt. We need to grab the radio control units and jump onto the rubber, which is right near it, so that would be alright. And then maybe the 3rd conveyor belt on top. I mean, I think there's a way of using a smart splitter where we kind of use the one conveyor belt and it just picks off certain items from the conveyor belt, but I kind of don't really want to do that. I think I feel better just having dedicated conveyor belts, even though it does use up a lot more steel beams to make it, kind of thing. So we could get the copper and the steel hijacked and even manufacture it down here. And then after that we bring the resources over here to manufacture the motor. So hang on, just one quick look at this again. The rotor is made just over to my right, and then the stator's made just here behind me a bit, and then we combine both of these just here and then jump onto the conveyor belt. I think that is going to work. Trev says, I think it's going to work. So we kind of need to expand this little area here. So where does the steel pipes get hijacked? Let's just give it one more, just give a bit more space out here. So I'm going to leave a hole just there because that's where the copper's coming up. And then I guess we just manufacture the motors here, I guess. Might need another one line out there, but anyway, I think that'll work. So if we bring the copper up, it would have to come back. So hang on, we are manufacturing the rotors over to the far left, but this is manufacturing the stator. And it's in an assembler. Okay, how would I like that to look? Because if it comes up, it's almost like the assembler. Which way do you want to face it? It could go that way. Or it could sit like that. I actually think that would work. Where am I sitting here? About there, I think. Give myself a little bit of space. I certainly think, yeah, give myself a bit more space, even if it's just, this is the, Even if this is the extra space for the conveyor to send the output of the assembler down the side here. I think that would all work. And then this one here will be where the splitter's got to go. Oh, I'm going to chew up all this for a second. Sorry guys. It's going to go like this. Can I see... It's actually on that side, isn't it? Oh, there you go. There you go. So we'll continue this again, because nothing had happened. It never got broken at all, right? See, all that steel pipe can just flood through. There you go. Never happened. And then that one can go into that side. Then we just need to go grab our copper and bring it up. And then this thing... this thing will be manufacturing the stator. Okay. How far away is our power? Would be handy to have power both sides, but... Actually, that one is only 2, so maybe we'll pop a power to there. Won't turn this one on just yet. Oh, now we have to go all the way back. It's kind of cool doing this, though. I kind of like this. It's out of the way. Oh, man. This is not a well-run factory. It's just a bunch of spaghetti, but I'm trying to figure out how everything works, I guess. So we need to get, under logistics, one of these guys. I'm just using the 3s at the moment. I know I can upgrade everything, but... how close should I leave this? It should be... I think like that. It's going in, and then it lifts up to one under where it needs to go. About there. Can I do that while I stand up here? That would be interesting. Oh, it does work. Okay, there you go. Alright. Guess what, dude? You're going to go a long distance. Maybe we let it sit here? I do have a lot of steel beams on me, so it was for the reason that I knew I'm going to have to run this a long distance. It's pretty cool how, like... Oh, wow, it just fits in, look. Is it rubbing against the surface? I don't know whether there's a gap there or not, but anyway, it works. That's the main thing. Oh dear. She looks a little bit crammed to me, but what do you do? Why does it think there's Well, that is weird. Oh, is it because it's so close to this miner maybe? I don't know. See, it doesn't like that at all, does it? Oh. See, there it's okay. It's gone back being blue again. I mean, I don't mind the fact that it kind of says it's yellow, but it doesn't stop it from working at all. Alright, so we go to here. Zoom up here. Probably just use a small one of these. Maybe hop around this side. So we want it to go that way. And then we want it to go that way. Is that too high? I think it should be there actually. We'll double check, but I think that's right. Alright, so you need to attach and go in there. Then you need to go here. If I do that, it'd look a little neater. Okay, so we've got those two working. I should now be able to connect it. It should now... It won't go for very long, but it's producing stators. Okay, so there... so the stators will come out of there. Then we need a pipeline that brings the rotors over here. No, not that. Go back to here again, the parts. So down here, we're making rotors over the other side. The motors themselves need another assembler. Okay. Of which one of the outputs is there. Okay. I guess we might make these first. I'm thinking how do I know exactly... So when we make them over there, we're going to have to traverse all this to get there. Shouldn't be that bad, I suppose, if the output comes out about here somewhere. So this little area here is going to be making rotors, right? And so what was the rotor again? It was in an assembler. So we have to put an assembler here to make the rotors. And then we hijack the screws, which are right next to us, and the rods, which are just here. So we need to change this pipeline a bit and send it into an assembler. So does that mean the assembler... If the assembler faces that way, then we just need to take both the inputs from this side, then send the output that way, I suppose. Okay, let's do an assembler then, Trev. Trying to see, yeah, probably around there somewhere. That might not be too bad. How about if we just put it in place and jump up here a bit. So the output is going to go through there. That probably would work. It goes, clears everything. And then we just need the two inputs. Well, this one's going to be pretty easy. Where's my, I'm going to take a lot of screws out of there, aren't I? Doesn't matter, Trev. Alright, we'll do that. Put down a splitter. Comes in that side. Is that still going where it should be? I think it is. Maybe... Yeah, that should work, I think. Then we take this, put it to there, continue it to there, like nothing ever happened, see? Okay. So, this is manufacturing the rotor. And then we just need to take our rods. Gonna disrupt this a little bit, and then put a splitter that has... Where is the input? There. So maybe... Hang on, how close am I to the end of that? That should still work, I think. So rods go in there, that goes in there, so that never got interrupted, right? See? Perfect. And then this will have to come into here. Yeah, there's still, I'm just thinking, there's still a bit of space around here if I do have to add something, or not so much add it, because I don't think there's enough room. It gets too crammed otherwise. Oh, if I have to hijack something and take it somewhere else, if you know what I mean. Alright. So, it's ready to go, it just needs to be powered up. So we're gonna just connect it. And the output... It's making it. Alright, we need to take it out of here and then send it this away. So, let's see, logistics, do another 3, goes in here. Maybe a little bit closer. And then goes that away. That's probably high enough. Let's just make sure it's high enough to get through. And then that goes to there. I like leaving a bit of room just in case I have to grab something. Now, I'm not sure. Can it go this far? That's a long way. I think I could always put the conveyor belt like ladder up, I think, and connect it if it can't reach that far. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so where is it? It's just there. So we need to put another one. put out there? One, yeah, okay. Can't do much about it. The conveyor belt will have to twist around a little bit, so which way should we face it? Maybe it goes back that way? And then this one, I can't remember how high I had it. It has to go that way and then turn like that, I think. Alright, I highly doubt it's going to go that far. The other ones go a fair way, I suppose. Alright, so we need to connect from there to there. Ha ha! Yeah, it's not going to go that far, is it? Where can I conveniently put... Actually, here's kind of in the middle, isn't it? I think. Alright, we're going to have to put one facing that way that is in line. Is that in line? I think it is. Maybe there? And then the question is, how high up did I actually go here? I think it could be 4. Or is that going too high? Just let me sit here for a sec. Where did I put it there? It's going up too high, isn't it? Okay. Just checking. Just checking. So we have to get rid of this. Now we should be right. There to there. And then there to there. Oops. Jeez, Trev. Could you have done that any worse than what you just did? Probably not. Hang on. I'm just going to escape from here. Hello, Mr. Bean. Can I actually get all the way back up here again, or is it too high for it? Or holy crap, Trev. Oh my goodness. I wish these... I should make the hover thing, shouldn't I? There you go, I'm back on the servers. Jeez! What are the odds of me doing that? Falling into that hole and then falling off the edge and falling down, right? Okay, so here we basically should have 2 outputs from here. So if I take that and I go close to here and I leave it, just say there, or there, then I should see all my little rotors popping out, and then this thing is producing the stators. So if we feed both of these into another assembly, it should make the motors. So does that mean we should just put the assembler... Oops, give myself a bit more room. It's kind of got to go that way, and then be fed from both of those, right? So maybe we do that. And then we just take this and go into there, and this, and we go into there. Yeah, that looks okay. Sorry guys, getting a bit dark at the moment in the Satisfactory world. Where's our closest power? That's a 3, that's a 4. I bet if we drag this just to here. Don't like that. Oh, we're going to go right around the outside. Okay, not a problem. We'll just go from there to here. If I can get it to sit on the edge. Where are you sitting? Just there, dude. And then from there, we go up to here somewhere. Oops, and then we should be able to fire it up. And you, my friend, need to be making, finally, the motors. Okay, so we did all of that just to make a local version of our motors. Okay, and then we need to go grab the radio controlled units. Hang on a second, where's the so hang on, the stackable conveyor belt things, let's We'll need one more after that, but let's take all this. I'm trying to remember where the rubber joins. I don't think the radio control units are going to be too far away from here. Hang on, is it this one here? I think it is. Radio control unit output. Kind of lines up pretty well, doesn't it? Alright, so I guess we're going to go from there. What does it look like if it feeds to here? I can already see it. She's a bit dodgy, brothers. Hang on. Yeah. That kind of works. Alright. So we need to feed this guy down along... Oops. There. See, just as well I grabbed a lot of steel beams. So I had 600 on me. Wouldn't be that surprised if I ran out. Are we... Can I get away with that? Because I didn't put one there. Oh, it still follows the same curve, eh? And then... one to there. Then I guess... So where does it become 3? Probably here. I think I'm going to need to hijack this at that location. So the motors will come out and attach onto the 3rd level. Oops, there. To there, to there. To the 2nd one. There. Oh wow, is the 3rd one going to hit the top of there? Oh, no, because it only starts here, right? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So, then we need to place... Oh, jeez. One there. And one on top. So... I think I'm going to do all this... Hello? I want to connect just there. That's it. I'm going to bring them all up together, I think. So that means this output has to go to here. Oh, it's already making them. Gee, it is making them pretty quick. Oh no, it would have had some in setting there. Okay, so this is kind of the start. This is the start of the 3rd level, and we'll just keep following that up, I think. So that can go to there. And then, where's the next location for the conveyor belt? There. There. And there. And there. Actually, hang on, just let me have a look. How many beams have I got? I've only got 100 left. Jeez. Yeah, it's always the way. Maybe I should be carrying 10,000. What about the dimensional depot things? I should be looking at that. I think that would be a huge saver. I need to do that off camera, Trev. Just add that to your task list. There. Yeah, I might have to zip back home and grab myself a few steel beams. So don't forget, down to only 24. So all of this... Is it being fed there? Oh, yeah, they're already there, look, jeez. All this has to go just up to the top up here. Yeah, I guess, and then that's where we'll be manufacturing. Oh wow, yeah, there's a bit of work to it, hey. When you all of a sudden you think, yeah, I'm doing most of it locally. That's the catch. It's all good. It's all fun. It's a lot of work though. Like I'm kind of showing this episode. I'm showing you a little bit more of what I've been doing off camera, running around trying to work out the logistics of all this and. There's so many ways of doing this. The guys that have been playing Satisfactory for thousands and thousands of hours know all this stuff off by heart. They kind of know how much space is needed, and probably more the map too. Like, I haven't done all the map. I haven't explored all the map yet. And the other thing too, we need to use the radar towers more, see if we can find some other locations where the hard drives are, because the hard drives, I think once they're put through the MAM, you can discover alternate recipes, and I could be manufacturing things with resources a lot closer to my current um, like production facilities and stuff, because I'm going off to Whoop Whoop to find a resource that I actually could be making it with something else. That's what I don't know yet. That's the part I don't know. And I'm trying not to know, because it's kind of fun trying to figure it out for yourself, if that makes sense. Bit more long-winded, I guess, but I'm trying to play the game as if I don't know anything else. Like I don't know the other alternate recipes or whatnot. Hang on a second. Do we need a lot of other stuff? I suppose we should top up. Let's do a quick top up. I like coming in here because there's my concrete. I've still got... I didn't shoot any ammo, so I don't have to go and rebuild any ammo. I do need a little bit of this. What are we up to? 80... 88... 96, that'll do. Back to here, so we'll top that up. Yeah, we might do all these. Hang on. Did we... Whoops, did we touch rod? Actually, there is some rod just there. So let's just top that up. Let's top up our screws. Oh, actually, hang on. I don't normally have that many screws, so maybe don't do the screws. Oh, what's that doing up there? I've actually got 74 on me. Yeah, I think I'm right for everything else. I just might grab a few more of these. I don't normally go through the reinforced iron plates that much. I think what I'm really chasing now is just a massive chunk of steel beams. Alrighty, let's see. I don't think we've got to run those 2 more conveyor belts. So I think if I just grab 600 steel beams again, I should be right. So yeah, we're doing all this because we need to manufacture the turbo motors, which is going to be used for the next, or the last section of the Tier 8 milestones, I guess. Alright, let's just take it from there. I'll show you something while I'm here as well. So, if you look in here, you know, I'm kind of 2.5 rows full, right? I started making the steel beams over here, and I have no doubt this is chockers. Look at this! Oh man, if I need more conveyor belts, it's not like I have to wait for steel beams to be made anymore. They're absolutely flying. And I think what happened was too, the versatile framework stuff, like I don't know, I've got a lot of it stored away here. All this is all full. I'm not even sure. I think maybe some of this is actually filled up the top as well, so if I need that down the track, I've got an absolute ton. I think I'm full of everything again, pretty much. The cable's made locally anyway, I can just grab that. But so we're not going back to the main base. Let's hit E in a second and go the other way. So we're going to go this way. It's so funny how everything else that's being manufactured back there, it's still happening in the background while this is happening. You can imagine there's quite a few pipelines of like coding going on, trying to keep everything running at the same time, and it just exponentially gets higher and higher as you basically have to manufacture things that need a lot of the previous stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of also a little bit surprised that I haven't had an issue with power. Obviously I've got some battery storage as well, but yeah, you don't, that's only for like emergency really. You don't want to rely on that at all. We're going this way. So I can't remember, I might have had 2 gigawatt hours or something for batteries, or just under that. Might have been 1.8 or something. Can't remember actually. I think you can see it if you go and have a look. Is it the battery or is it at the... I think it's at the battery, I think. You can see actually how much total is being stored on your networks, I think. Alright, see if we can get... what I should do too is... this little section of hypertube, where is it? Just here. That one, I should continue that one up to that new area. Or have one here and then one further up. Because at the moment I'm kind of... It's reasonably convenient, but I'm coming out. I'll just put E here so I jump out, rather than continue on up the top there. Run all the way around here again. So yeah, I should bring the hypertube up here so I've got another location on this side that I can jump out, and then one up there a bit further. Even if the hypertube jumped up to the side there or something, that would be kind of pretty handy, I think. Alright, let's continue with this now that we've got our gear back. There, and there. And then... she's not necessarily playing very well there. There. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, don't take out that. Take out that. Actually, I might let my conveyor catch up. So we want this one to go... do I need to face that way? There. And then I want the top to go there. She's getting a little... it'll be alright. Just, it looks a bit squeezy at the moment. She's all kind of all squashed in. The cables are in the way a bit and stuff like that. I think that's what it's complaining about. That one to there, this one to here. And then if I can jump over this, might make that a bit easier. There, and there. There, and there. There, and there. I mean, doing it this way, you're kind of not, I'm not moving it around. What does it not like about that? Oh, is it too much of a curve? I don't know. I had to hit R to get that to work, but anyway. Sometimes it gets a little bit, no, that way. Alrighty, did I put them up there? I did. Yeah, I think with everything being so close together, it's kind of thinking which path are you actually using, kind of. Alright, so there, and there, there, and there. See how it's almost like easier to do it from this angle. Is that the middle one? I think it is. And that one has to go. Oh, she's a tad touchy. There, we're almost there. Just got to go up the top of this area up here. Where's the next conveyor? There. This one's going to be a bit squashed in. Hopefully it doesn't complain about the pipes. I think actually being yellow, it's kind of complaining a bit. It knows there's stuff close by, but can we just... oh, I had it. There you go. So there and there. So we're almost getting to the point where we have to make a decision. Where are we taking all this stuff? I think we were going kind of over to that side, I think, with all this. But at least if we get it to the top of this ramp here, we should be fine. Let me just jump up here again. Okay. So I wanted the... was it the... Oh, I think we're going to hijack the rubber from here. That's the question, I guess. Where do we bring it to? Maybe just here. The three of them will be just here, I think. So we'll have to have two just there, and then two just there, and then I think that's it. Do I need to go over here? There. Oops, there. And then there to there. If I can see it. It's kind of funny how all the produce kind of follows the conveyor belt fairly quickly. Alright. So I think I might just save here, guys. So save there, save, done. Alright. So we were taking, yeah, like obviously this is gonna, oh well, it wasn't that bad. I'm wondering whether we need to take some of them. I can't remember how many of these were needed. Let me just steal a couple of hundred of these for a sec. I can always put them back in here, I guess. And then, so the ultimate thing that we were trying to make was the turbo motor, which needs to go through a manufacturer, yeah? So it has these guys, it will have these three will be on here. They will be on these three conveyor belts, yeah? So we'll need a splitter for the rubber, and then these two will just continue over there somewhere. How about we give ourselves a little bit more space here? I did see there was an achievement that was mentioning the 5,000, you put down 5,000 foundations or something. Yep, not surprised. So maybe all the inputs for the manufacturer need to sit in this direction. So if we put down a manufacturer, can we make it? Oh yeah, pretty easy. Maybe we just leave it. Hang on, where's the output of that can be the far left one. So maybe doesn't have to be that far away. Maybe there. And then this guy can go into this far side. I mean, it will fill up most of the conveyor belt. Actually, I should have done that with, but it doesn't matter. It would have looked a bit better, I think, being the other way around, but... Okay, time to hijack this guy. Alright, we're going to hijack it from there to there. Catch is, we need to have it coming in. Can it go down? It'll probably go down. Wouldn't make that much difference if it went from there to there, and then there to there. Okay, and then this one, if I hit R, it should do the whole... Oh, is it too long? Wow, it's too long, Trev. It's too long. Where does it need to go? Kind of in line with this, I think. So that should be fitting the rubber. So we've kind of got the cooling system and the rubber here. And then these guys. This one. Gee, I saw that almost already connect. Okay. Let's take it... Kind of need to go past... I'm just thinking the other one can piggyback it kind of thing to a certain point. Hang on. Where is it? It's facing the wrong way, Trev. Can you... maybe I need to stand over here and do it. Oh, because it's not sitting on one. Will it actually fit under there though? Or should I just put it on its own? The only problem is I've got all this in the way at the moment. Um, 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 um. That looks a bit dodgy, brothers, just there, Trev. Hang on. I know I've just chewed up a few of those, but got a feeling I might have to do that, followed by that. Let's take these guys and put them... Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh, you don't like that. Hang on. Does the top one like that? No, it doesn't like that either. Guess what, Trev? It doesn't like that. Well, isn't that interesting? Kind of stuck there a little bit. Hit R there. So that one can go there. That's not a problem. But where are we gonna... Do we need to use one of those lifts here or something? Okay, hang on. Let me just clean that up. So this one here won't be a problem, because it needs to come to here, and then it needs to connect to there. It's kind of snaking around, I guess. Holy dilly, that's not really what I wanted, but kind of works. I can always shift this pipe, move it along a bit, I suppose. So this top one is the issue. That is a little weird, because it's getting so claustrophobic in here. I wonder if I can... This is going to look a little bit weird, but maybe if I put this... It kind of needs to come up nice and high like that. I'm wondering if it's going to be affected... How much of a lean do I have here? If I have this kind of lined up there, but it has to be back a fair way, doesn't it, for it to go down. Where's the other... Can I just... Yeah, that's it. Not sure if this looks... like I said, the whole thing so far is a bunch of spaghetti, but... Can it just... Oh, it can, okay. There you go. She's a bit kind of weird there, but I'm trying to get it to all come over here without... Yeah. So, what are we making? The turbo motor. Where's my power from here? Oh, easy. A lot of power just there, Trev. Do I have a power over here? No, I don't. Could just add another one of these just here. Just there. Just there. So we need this output to come out. I mean, I'm not sure what the next few are going to be like, but, whoops. There you go. So we need to store this stuff, so we're going to put another industrial storage and just hang it off here somewhere. Okay. There's our first turbo motor. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys, that's a lot of work. But as you can see, I'm kind of glad I showed you this. This is almost the sort of stuff I've been doing off camera quite a lot and quite a few hours. But so what did we do? We've basically finally got the next item, which is the turbo motor being made. And it'll take a little while to figure out which of these is going to slow us down. I have a feeling it's probably going to be the cooling system. It's only sitting on 100% at the moment, this 100% here, because we've got a backlog of stuff. And then eventually, it might be one of these others. I don't think the motors is going to be a problem. The rubber's certainly not. Well, it could be. I need to go back to the oil refinery area and just see what's happening with the rubber, but motor's probably not. It's going to be one of these two, I think. Well, it says 3.75 per minute, so it could actually be the radio control unit that slows down, but there's quite a lot sitting in storage, and there's actually quite a lot on the conveyor belt actually as well. But anyway, that seems to be working, so we've got the next stage running. But yeah, we're going to need quite a few of these. It'll just, while I'm doing some other things off camera, it'll just be manufacturing these, and then I can't remember how many we needed, but yeah, it was a reasonable number. Might go back to the main base and have a look, but that's pretty cool. So this has got a fair bit of manufacturing, and there's a lot of stuff happening in this area. I would not have thought I would have built that much out here, but it goes to show sometimes that is the case. There's a lot to get going. I mean, the aluminium casing stuff here, that should be manufacturing more. I think that's kind of a bit of a bottleneck for us as well. But that's all new. We had to drag a lot of stuff over, but at least we manufactured a lot of it locally. I mean, this copper mine up here is a champion. It's doing a lot of stuff. Like, that is producing a heck of a lot of material. You can see that it's constantly forcing stuff out because it's just being chewed up so much, I guess. Alright, let's go back to the base. I just want to have a look at the last of those Tier 8 milestones and just see just how many of the turbo motors I needed. I couldn't remember how many. But yeah, I've got to get back to the oil refinery. That's a massive area down there as well. I think I was having some issues over the byproducts, and I kind of fixed it, but I think it might need tweaking, so I need to go back and have a look at the fuel being generated and the heavy residue that needs to be taken care of as well. I mean, if it has a lot of it, like a excess amount, it'll just use that to produce power, which I'm not kind of reliant on the extra power coming out of that heavy fuel residue, but it's useful. I guess if you wanted to, you could kind of keep making lots of batteries and have the excess just store up, and then when you're kind of surprised that all of a sudden you need it, you've actually got it. Alright, let's go back, have a look here at what exactly the quantity was of the turbo motors. Let's have a sneaky look in here. So it looks like we only need 50. Okay, hang on a sec. So I grabbed 200. So I've got 100 supercomputers, I've got 100 radio control units, 200 of them. So yeah, I think, yeah, we've got the 2,500 sitting in the cupboard over there, I think. So we've got them, 100 fused modular frames. We've only got 50, okay. So this is what I'm probably going to have to do. Off camera, I'll go and grab another 50 of these. I think we were close, weren't we? I think, didn't I say when I started the episode I was at 45, 46 or something? So they won't be a problem, but then I just have to wait a bit of time for the processing of the turbo motors to get 50. So we're actually not far away at all. Yeah, okay. I'll do a little bit more work off camera, but I don't have to do too much because this is just going to take a bit of time to manufacture. And then I can't obviously see what's in here because this is phase 4. So actually phase 4 is really up here in the corner, isn't it? Oh, okay. Well, that's the that's the nuclear pasta, isn't it? Oh wow. Okay, so I've got to manufacture this anyway. Okay, so next episode when we come back, yeah, I'll have to be looking into this, I think. Hang on. Yeah, that thermal propulsion rocket, I'm going to have to make that. Hang on, if I look that up quickly before we finish the episode. Thermal propulsion rocket. Okay, so back where we were, we're making the turbo motors up the top there. The cooling system is being fed into it to make these, so we've got those close by. And the fused modular frame is just down the bottom. We just have to look into the modular engine, which is the motors, the rubber. Is that smart plating? I think it is. Okay. Hang on, where's my smart plating? This will give me an idea as to how much more needs to be done, I think. And and that's the thing, if I can do it locally, that would be awesome. It's way up there, Trev. Oh, okay. So where we're getting rotors at the moment, we can hijack that as long as we can produce the reinforced iron plate. So that might be one thing that we have to add, is to locally make our reinforced iron plates. Then we can use it to make our smart plating locally, and then use that in that. Oh, jeez. Oh dear, there's a lot there. But anyway, I got a fair bit of progress. I hope you enjoyed that today, guys. That was me. It's a bit boring watching me, but hopefully I'll make it entertaining enough to listen to me dribble on about what I'm actually trying to achieve here and whatnot. But yeah, I find it interesting, but it is a grind. It's a huge grind, this game, but kind of a... I mean, you're not shooting stuff all the time. It's not like I'm killing zombies or anything, but... Anyhow, guys, I will have to leave the episode here. If you liked the video today, you can really help the channel out by smashing that like button for the video. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can mega help the channel out by subscribing. Alright, everyone, thanks so much. Cheers.